Welcome back to the White Noise Podcast. I'm Ethan, joined by childish Gavino.
What's up?
And Jacob behind the glass.
Hello.
Gavin, I really want you to explain what you brought for us here.
I brought the Batman calzone by Little Caesars. Not sponsored, but I thought it was pretty good. Ethan refused to eat any.
I already ate.
But Jacob had some. Jacob, what were your thoughts?
It's just pizza with a calzone in it on the side. I'm not impressed.
In the shape of a bat signal.
What a
bat signal.
Well,
not impressed.
The reason for me grabbing this was because we were reviewing the Batman, you know?
Oh, are we supposed to watch that?
Yeah, it's almost like it was a promotional item for the Batman.
Oh, no, yeah, the reason for it is cool, but it's Little Caesars pizza, which I'm not a fan of, so...
Well, I thought it was like, a solid 9 out of 10. I thought it was really good. 10 out of 10.
The taste?
Yes.
Oh. From Little Caesars?
Yes. Little Caesars is good.
6.5.
6.5?
That's fair.
6.5.
Come on, man.
That's fair.
It was a weird experience. I just had like pizza. It was just a pizza on the side. Like the shape of the wings of like the Batman sign is just pizza. And then the top and bottom where like the head and the tail are like folded pizza, and it's just like cheese in there.
It's calzones. I like calzones.
Exactly,
Yeah.
So you should try some.
That's all it is.
Yeah, dude, this with like a Shamrock
Nothing
Shake.
revolutionary.
Oh, that's Shamrock Shake.
Okay, on that note, I did try the Shamrock Shake because Ethan got me one.
And
I spit it out. It's gross.
It was awesome.
Cannot believe what
it's
I'm hearing.
awful. I didn't say awesome. It was awful.
Yep. Wow.
Just awful.
Straight bullshittery that I'm hearing right here.
No, it's awful. Because
I don't even want to hear it.
I refuse to say it's mint. It's not mint.
It's what? What else is it?
It's not
What do
mint.
you mean? What else would it be?
What did
I got it for
Didn't I
Gavin last
compare
night,
it to
too.
something?
It's like old. It's like trying to be mint.
Yeah,
Like
it's
old gum
fake
or something.
mint.
Yeah. It does not have a mint taste to it. It does not taste like mint chocolate chip, which is my favorite ice cream.
Mine too, which is
It
why
does
I
not
love the
taste-
Shamrock
oh my
Shake.
gosh.
No.
It's it tastes like medicine. Yeah, like mint taste at the doctor's office.
Yeah, it tastes good. What are you talking about?
Interesting.
At the dentist, you get
Good
the mint
comp.
flavor. Exquisite.
Yeah.
Exquisite.
No, but yeah, Shamrock
that on a
Shake,
shirt.
thumbs down. We had to go to, how many McDonald's did we go to get you?
Fucking like 3. Jesus.
Well, the one last night, the first one we went to, we pulled up and we can hear the guy say, "Pretend we're not here."
Dude, that
are you
was the
serious?
that was the
And then we're like, did he say something? And we sat there for like a good 20 seconds, and then Gavin goes, "I fucking heard you." And then you hear a different voice. I think it was a girl who's like, "Oh, what can I get for you?" And we just left. We're like,
Ethan started to pull back in. I'm like, no, get the fuck out now. Like, he started to reverse. I'm like, I heard you guys. And they're like, what can we get for you? And then Ethan puts his shit back in the drive and starts going back into the drive-thru. I was like, I cannot face these people anymore. We have to leave.
okay.
We must leave.
And then we went to another one, and we ordered the Shamrock Shake, and I got a McFlurry. And then we get up to pay, and they're like, "Oh, our shake machine's being cleaned.
Cap.
Do you want something else?" And Gavin's like, "No."
What else would I get? There's no shakes.
I know.
I know you couldn't get a shake, but you want like a McDouble or something? Like,
Can I pay you in something else?
So then we went to a different McDonald's and got a shake, and wasn't worth it.
That thing was great. It was so green. Oh my God. It's like being reunited.
For
with
a small period of time,
lost love.
Whataburger had a chocolate mint shake. That was good, and that tasted like mint.
That was pretty good. You're right. But it's not better than the Shamrock Shake, Ethan. I'm sorry.
Jacob, have you tried the Dr. Pepper shake from Whataburger?
Dr. Pepper shake?
Yeah.
All right. That one's gone.
That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what Gavin thought when he was working there.
I'm open to trying,
it
but
is-
it doesn't sound
No,
appealing.
it is
That was an S tier shake.
phenomenal.
That was by far the best milkshake I've ever had.
Like
Better than the Shamrock Shake.
God help the Whataburger marketing team because they're like, "Hey, we got this Dr. Pepper shake. Go ahead and make some, advertising for it." And they're
Here's
like,
the thing,
"Jesus
though.
Christ, I can't. How am I supposed to work
It
with
was
this?"
supposed to be a seasonal item just for the summer, but me and Gavin think that it did so well they've just kept it for the past how long now? 2 years?
Yeah, it's been here for a while.
It was supposed to be just for the summer. But
I don't know if it was a seasonal item, but I mean, when we looked it up, it said it rotates.
Yeah,
and my managers were like, "Yeah, we're not going to have it
across
for
the country. It rotates.
Stuff like that. Like if you had it and you're like, "Hey, do you want to try it?" Sure, but I would not buy it for myself to try.
Still waiting.
But
on
if
the
you
root beer
tried
shake.
it, then you would buy it for yourself. Yeah.
If I tried it and liked it, then yeah, sure.
Hashtag
different.
root beer
Whataburger,
shake.
please put the root beer shake, Arizona, any day now.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that. And then they did a peaches and cream out of left field,
And that was good.
which is
too,
actually
though.
pretty good.
Whataburger is like 4 for I don't know how many shakes they have. They're 100% when it comes to shakes.
Speaking of shakes, let's shake it up and start the show.
What?
We're still gonna talk. And we're back. And back on the shake thing. Sorry.
We haven't left
Not
that.
shaking it up then.
We're shaking it up by just playing the intro so we don't forget.
Obligatory intro.
Because the way Whataburger's shakes were, I thought they were set up, was the West Coast gets, like, for example, the Dr. Pepper shake. The East Coast gets the root beer shake. And then the middle got something else.
It was the root beer, Dr. Pepper. It was the, like, caramel one. Or
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
the caramel shake.
That's geographical discrimination. What the
But
hell?
no, but then every summer it would switch. So then it would, like, cycle through. And
partially
we were
geographical
supposed to get the
discrimination.
root beer shake this year, but I haven't seen it.
I felt like we were supposed to get the root beer shake, like, last year. It just never came.
We just had the Dr. Pepper shake this entire time.
But I'm not complaining.
I'll get you one just like I got the Shamrock shake for you.
Cool.
Because it's busting respectfully, the Dr. Pepper shake.
Got no skin in the game then in that way.
Well, because Gavin's like, here, try it. It's a Dr. Pepper shake. And I was like, that sounds disgusting.
That's exactly what I thought. And then I finally tried just a little bit, and I was like, wow.
I mean,
That
that's
has
like,
got to be the
isn't
best
there like
thing.
a Coca-Cola like icy? Is that
I think so, yeah. Just like
That sounds like
a
shit.
root beer float sense, too, and how you
Yeah.
can do other sodas.
well, yeah, I guess you're right. Dr. Pepper milkshake, like milkshake.
Yeah, it's like
It is a
it's
milkshake. It's Dr. Pepper soda syrup infused, like, with the
Yeah, then
vanilla
that just
ice cream.
sounds like a float then.
Well, it's actually like a shake.
Okay, yeah, but like the taste.
It's better.
Yeah, no, I'd be down to trying it.
Awesome. That's what we'll do after this.
Why can't I go?
Exquisite.
Oh, exquisite. 10 more subscribers, and we'll get that on shirts.
Exquisite.
Merch
We're-
drop.
We're not going to do that.
I'll do it.
Not yet, at least.
1,000 more subscribers and we'll do it.
We get 1,000 more subscribers, I won't do anything. But, yeah, I would definitely get the company merch.
Gavin, what are you going to do?
Very careful about your words now.
Yeah,
Once we hit that 100, we're putting a camera for Gavin, and that's what you guys will see. Once we
Face
hit
cam.
100.
100 subscribers? Oh, cool. We got, like, what, 2 years?
He's got like a Twitch stream cam on him.
Just on him while you hear our voices in the back of Gavin's face. Because everybody that's been on is like, oh, now I know what you guys are talking about. Your stupid
I'm
facial
not even that
expressions.
vocal. I'm not even that expressive.
Well, yes, you
I'm
are.
the normal
It's the
amount.
timing. It's the timing.
Well, yeah, some people say some weird shit, and I'm like, huh? Like, what
the
did you just
best.
say?
Like all of Paul's stories. And
Dude, Paul,
whenever he would start it, he'd be like, oh.
I'd be like, huh?
Here's-
Shout out, Paul.
Shout out, Paul. Love you, Paul.
Lemons.
All right,
I guess
cool.
that's an inside joke. I don't know.
Oh, you want to talk about the lemons joke? Because I feel like it's just followed us around.
Have we said it on here? I don't know.
I saw some comments, and you did say it, like in one of our earlier episodes.
Oh.
Like,
Oh,
thanks,
Paul,
Lemons.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You want me to
You
explain?
can go
it?
ahead and do it.
So the running joke is we just like whenever we get somebody's attention or call someone, we go like, hey, Ethan, lemons, or like Gavin, Little Caesar's calzone.
Hell yeah. That'll get my fucking attention.
It all stemmed from lemons because when we were playing D&D one day with Brett and Sammy, shout out Brett and Sammy, Sammy had like lemons on the counter, like in a plastic bag. And it was me. Like I saw them, I was like, "Oh, lemons! Where'd you get these?" And she was like, "Oh, my mom has a lemon tree in her backyard." So I was like, "You should like, have her get me some."
Dope.
Just for no reason, because I have a lot of uses for lemons. I mean, I guess so.
Sounds very mysterious.
Yeah, I was going to say, what?
I don't have a lot of uses for lemons. I just
That sounds like
Just said
free
it.
lemons.
Yeah.
I just saw
sounds
the
like someone
opportunity,
who
so I
uses
took it.
lemons would say.
And then so the next week, we come to D&D, and I think Sammy had like thought that it was Paul who wanted the lemons, so we were all like just talking, hanging out. Sammy's like off, like in the kitchen away from us, and she's like, "Paul," and he's like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Lemons, like the lemons you asked for." So he was so confused because he had no recollection
But
of it.
then we didn't even bring it up till maybe a month or two later. We would just all be like, Paul, lemons. And then it finally came to light that Jacob was the one that requested the lemons. So now it's just like, now it's gotten into our family where there was lemons on the dining room table, and we're like, lemons.
Yep.
So
I say it to Ellie all the time.
So Sammy just like, is right here.
Is right
Like, lemons
here.
or some
Exactly like
shit.
that. So that's where the lemons come from, and I say it way too much.
Me too. It's horrible.
Ethan.
Whenever I say someone's name, whenever I call someone's name,
Like, Ethan. And then I just want to like say under my breath, lemons.
go, Ellie, lemons. But that's where the lemons come from.
I didn't know you said that on here. That's funny.
I say a lot of stuff on here.
You do. Oh,
Not as much as
exquisite.
Gavin, though.
What do I say on here?
I don't know. You exposed yourself with felony and all that.
Exquisite. I came to you guys in good faith that nobody would hold that up. Do you have any idea how psychologically damaging it was for me to tell that story?
This is on the internet with like 2 billion views.
Yeah, I know, but
That's on you.
Felony, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on
I
the show.
hate you. No, I will never go near that woman again. You have any idea how fucking heart-wrenching it was to swipe my card at that ATM? And
If this is your first time tuning in, some backstory. A couple episodes ago, Gavin over here went to a strip club, a gentleman's club, sorry.
exquisite. God, and that's where that fucking soundbite comes from. They won't stop.
And one of the ladies that worked there danced with him, and Gavin didn't know it was by song. And how much time passed?
She danced on me.
Like 10 songs.
Yeah, there was a solid 10 minutes I was back there. Each song was like a minute and a half.
And then he didn't realize that he owed so much money, so
They didn't tell me that they'd be charging me per song.
holds a grudge.
Yep.
But shout out felony.
No, you're not shouting her
And
out.
misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor.
Maybe that was the bouncer and I didn't catch it.
All right, so back to this pizza calzone in the shape of a Batman. The Batman is the movie we're reviewing this week.
I still have not seen it.
Jacob has not seen it. Do you care to see it? No?
This is not one I have any stake in, so I mean, I don't care about spoilers or anything.
I like steak.
Medium rare.
Exactly. That's how steak should be cooked.
Well done, connoisseur.
That's cringe.
Okay, let's not open that can of worms.
We'll talk about that later. All right, the Batman. Gavin, what did you think of the Batman?
I thought it was a really good movie to be added into the Batman franchise. I thought Robert Pattinson, not Robert. When I first heard that he was going to be Batman, I'm going to keep it real. I was very disappointed.
The complete opposite for me.
I was like, fucking Edward. I was like, he's going to be glowing in the sun, fairy dust or some shit while he's fighting criminals. My God, did he exceed pretty much all my expectations.
Okay.
I think he was really good in this movie. He did really well. And shout out to Robert Pattinson. Great job.
Shout out Robert Pattinson. Thank you for listening to the show.
If you do listen.
He does, obviously. Yeah, so when I saw it, I enjoyed it as well. Right when it ended, I did have a lot more like, it was okay. But as time has gone on, I've found myself liking it more, as I do with most movies.
Anyone you care to name?
Encanto.
You guys suck. But so with the Batman, there's definitely a lot of strong points. I think the things I didn't like about it are just very minor things that will probably get expanded on in a sequel. For example, Robert Pattinson, amazing actor. Love him. I knew he was going to do great. He did do good. I just felt like his acting chops weren't utilized enough.
How so?
I feel like he was very one speed, one tone throughout the entire thing.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Batman is...
Yes, that's the
he is
argument. That's what people will say. However, it's also a movie, and your character should kind of emote better, even if it's a little bit like I get he's Batman. Like my whole thing with Bruce Wayne, where he isn't the playboy Bruce Wayne, he's the very emo Bruce Wayne. I understand the reasoning for that with the Batman history and how it's supposed to be. I just wish they maybe planted a little seed for us to know, he has to have a Bruce Wayne persona to use that as a mask for Batman instead of just not doing anything with it at all. Mm-hmm. That's small criticism. That's just it's not a make or break for me. It's just minor stuff. I still loved the movie, still enjoyed it. It was great. I loved all the performances, including Robert Pattinson's. Colin Farrell did great. No matter what you do, you look at the Penguin, you look at Colin Farrell, they're two different people. You can't identify Colin Farrell under that makeup.
Who was it that commented on the last one saying we needed to talk about Colin Farrell? I think it was Joe. Is it Joe? Shout out Joe.
Shout out
Out
Joe.
of Jay. This is like his
Oh,
name
yeah,
is
I
Jay.
think it was Joe, yeah.
Yeah, I think Colin Farrell did a really good job.
He's getting an HBO series.
I know, isn't it a Penguin series too? Something related to Batman.
Well, so the Batman, obviously, if they're going to make a Batman project, of course it's going to be a movie. I feel like with the story they were telling here in the Batman movie, it would have been better as a series. They could have done a lot. Honestly, and me and you've had this conversation a lot, Gavin, where we think almost anything could be better as a series.
I think yes. However, I don't think he would have had as much of a budget because TV shows have less budgets.
With an HBO budget,
I mean, I don't think, regardless of what studio you go with, you're not going to get the budget that the movie had.
Nowadays, things are up there with budgets.
Like, what is it? Lord of the Rings, I think, is going to be the most expensive TV show in history, and I don't even think its budget's close to the Batman's.
And I think as far as pulling in money, movies do that better than
that's
TV
the thing.
series.
That's why I said if you're going to make a Batman project, of course you're going to do a movie, bring in the money, especially with all the big names you have. I just feel story-wise it would have been cooler to do it as a show.
Plus, it's we already have Gotham, I think, right?
That's so different, though.
It's Bruce Wayne. That's what you want to see.
That does not count.
It's Bruce Wayne.
But yeah, I know I keep slamming down on all the things I critique about it, but I enjoyed, like I said, the performances. The story was good. I liked the gritty Gotham, this very almost like 70s New York look, but like dark. That was really cool. I loved the eye makeup. I loved he was basically just abusing himself, with forcing himself to stay up, forcing himself to relive the nights. Like, it was a very edgy Batman, edgy Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, and especially with like reliving the nights, what I think this movie nailed better than any other Batman adaptation, he was finally the world's greatest detective. All of the other Batman movies, I mean, that's one of his titles. He's world's greatest detective. I don't think I've ever seen in any of the other, the George Clooney, the Tim Burton ones,
Just the Nolan ones. Nolan ones, he was detective-y. Here's the thing.
mean-
Yes, it was a detective aspect. I would say this is almost
Well, I mean,
a glorified origin story.
yeah,
Because,
I would agree.
yeah, you didn't see him become Batman, but it's still earlier Batman. And he's still learning the whole thing from becoming vengeance to hope.
Yeah.
That whole concept. It was basically an origin story, but they just made it to where he was Batman full time. As far as, you saw detective aspects of him with like the riddles and answering them and doing all that. I wouldn't say he's the world's greatest detective in this movie.
Well, I mean, in the movie, maybe not, but I mean, that's what.
One thing that, again, it's a very minor thing, and you can look at it whatever way you want, but he didn't end up stopping the Riddler.
Well, to be fair, the Riddler is.
He didn't win.
And honestly, that's what I loved so much about this movie. This was a villain that it was always one step ahead. And even towards the end when you think, oh, okay, Batman's going to, apprehend them right before they can do whatever they need to do. Spoiler alert in the Nolan movies. He manages to stop Joker and Two-Face before they can finish their last thing. He takes the bomb away from the city before Bane can detonate it over the city. And so when you have that kind of, the superhero type of cliche where, the hero comes in and saves it last second. That's what I liked about this too. It's the Riddler, when it came to damage and stuff, gave no shits. And I mean, honestly, I would argue the Riddler won.
Yeah, he did.
So it's like, that's what I loved so much about it. I was like, let's
discredits
go.
Batman. Like, it discredits Batman because the whole thing was like, Batman can win anything with prep time. Like, that's the whole meme of it. And again, it is early Batman. It's a glorified origin thing, which is why I think it would have been a better told story as a series with just a little bit more time to flesh that out and develop the characters more, the story more. That being said, I still enjoyed the movie. I'm still going to critique it.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay will enjoy a dish with all his heart, but he'll still critique it and find a way to make it better.
Well, yeah, and
Speaking for him?
No, just I remember watching all the MasterChef stuff. Like when a dish is really good, all the other chefs will be like, "Oh, this is awesome." Gordon Ramsay will say, "This is really good. Here's how you can make it better." Or go like one step. There's always room for improvement.
type of critique
That is
you wanna hear.
accurate. I've seen all of the MasterChef seasons.
Yes,
He does that a lot in Kitchen Nightmares, only he doesn't actually say anything good about anything. But going on with characters, what did you think of, Catwoman, Commissioner Gordon? Was it Commissioner Gordon? Or was he Commissioner yet?
Well, he was lieutenant,
Yeah,
I think,
he
at
was
the
lieutenant.
time. I have to watch it again, but
I thought they did.
they did a good job. I did also rewatch Batman Begins and The Dark Knight over this last week since I already saw the Batman, so I can because those movies are basically the gold standard of Batman movies.
Well, yeah.
Especially The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is one of the best superhero movies. Mm-hmm. So, of course, you're going to compare others to that movie. Mm-hmm. The Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman, that plot is very similar to The Dark Knight's plot. A guy wreaking havoc, Batman one step behind trying to stop it, not knowing how to stop it. It was on a smaller scale. It was more grounded, but basically the same thing. That's what I noticed watching The Dark Knight.
I felt like the ending was very Dark Knight Rises type of thing. Even with him, like in Catwoman talking about, are they going to stay or are they going to go? I thought that was very reminiscent of like Dark Knight Rises.
Mm-hmm. The reason I bring all that up is I feel Gordon in the Batman didn't do as much as he could have compared to like Gordon in the Nolan trilogy.
Are we talking about like character or actor?
Character.
Okay.
Where Gary Oldman's Gordon was a main character. Perfect.
It's Gary Oldman.
He was perfect, yeah.
You're not beating Gary Oldman. Sorry.
He did, Gordon was always in the thick of it. He was the good cop surrounded by bad cops. He was always doing the right thing. He was doing just as much as Batman, just from a different perspective. And that's so watching The Dark Knight again, I was like, wow, I love Jeffrey Wright. I loved him in Westworld. When he was announced that he was going to be Gordon, I was like, oh, I can see that. That's going to be really good. But then again, I think my expectations were a little too high for him and maybe Robert Pattinson. That's why I don't think they were utilized well enough in the movie. Still love them, love their performances. I feel like it's just the way the story was being told, they weren't utilized enough. And maybe, again, that's why this is such an awkward part in the Batman timeline to have the movie is like this year 2, this weird bubble where it's not quite an origin, but they can still develop. So maybe that's why things are not like they make room for it to be improved in a sequel.
He's not a rookie, but he's not a veteran.
Exactly. That one of the huge things when Robert Pattinson was announced, I was like, I can't wait to see his Bruce Wayne, to see how he plays Bruce Wayne in the playboy billionaire aspect of it. And again, I know he's early Batman. I know in the comics it takes him a while to put on that Bruce Wayne persona. And I understand that, which is why it's just, this movie's exactly how I felt when I saw Far From Home. Like I wasn't super crazy about Far From Home, but I was like, okay, cool. Spider-Man can be his own hero now. He can be Spider-Man. And then they did the whole Spider-Verse thing, and now he can be his own Spider-Man, so they keep delaying that. But whatever.
Did you mean No Way Home or Far From Home?
Far From Home. So like after the second one,
yeah,
the way that ended.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was like, okay, cool. He can finally be his own hero. He doesn't have to be Iron Man's sidekick. Yeah.
Planetary level feats.
So this movie just makes me excited to see a sequel and see how they utilize the components of Batman that weren't in this movie. Because me saying they're not there doesn't mean that they're never going to do it. That they're just going to be present in a sequel, and that's what I'm excited for to see. All my life, I always said I hated Batman.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just a huge Spider-Man fan.
Nerd.
But I think the last 2 years, I've really opened up to really enjoying the Batman ever since I revisited the Nolan trilogy.
And what do you think of, we already talked about the Riddler, but what do you think of the Joker cameo at the end? I'm kind of, okay, so I know we have our differences with the actor. But I mean, to be fair...
I feel the same way you do about the actor.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking of someone else then. But I mean, to be fair...
Joe.
He does a great job at playing a douchebag. So, I mean, he's a good actor because he makes you hate him in like every role he's in. So,
yeah,
give credit where credit's due there.
Again, it was a cameo. I mean, things can change from now into a sequel.
I really hope so because I've been wanting to see other villains. Like, I really don't want.
I feel like the Joker is overused a lot.
Well, I mean, he's the main. Yeah.
I mean, it's because he's the Joker. It's Batman and the Joker. It's kind of
like the best ones.
Yeah,
he's like the signature one.
Well, Batman's used just as much though. Yeah. It's just, it gets harder and harder to play a Joker because you want to make it different. You don't want to be copying like Heath Ledger and not get it right, with Heath Ledger being one of the best Jokers.
Exactly. And I was going to say that, like, living up to expectations when it comes to that would be impossible.
So you have to make it different in a way that's not how people hate on the Jared Leto Joker.
I'm trying to see Mr. Freeze
Exactly. Like I want
Need
to
a
see
Mr. Freeze.
I want to see them make Mr. Freeze cool.
Mr. Freeze,
Hey, he was
Clayface.
already perfect.
Who played him in the Clue?
Arnold.
Was it Arnold? I knew it. I was like, allow me to break the ice or like some shit like that.
That was awesome.
I was like, was that Arnold?
Oh my god.
Killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Oh my god.
Also, a missed movie quote from earlier
Oh yeah.
the episodes.
We missed that?
Yes, you missed that.
White noise trivia.
I feel like I got it though.
No, you missed it.
Damn. We should bring that back.
I'm not gonna, shit on you that hard for missing that quote. To be honest, coming from that movie.
Iconic.
But
We killed the dinosaurs. The ice.
I'd really like to see some other villains. Outside of Joker. Pretty much outside of Joker. That's about it. Even if we got Bane again, I wouldn't be too upset. But I feel like Bane would just be, when it comes to Batman movies, Bane would be a little too early. If that makes any sense.
Oh yeah. It has to be
Just
more
because he
like
was
experience.
just there.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do Bane, I want a different Bane from what was in Dark Knight Rises, because I liked that Bane. Don't get me wrong, I didn't hate it, but I mean, for someone who liked Bane, like especially if you ever played Injustice and stuff like that,
It's like a venom-induced.
yeah,
like,
he was like
crackhead.
he's huge.
Juiced up.
Gavin texts me today and says, "I refuse to believe Tom Hardy played Bane.
he
Who the
doesn't-
hell played Bane?"
He doesn't look anything like it. He doesn't look anything like Bane. I'm sorry. I've looked
And then
at pictures.
I sent him a picture of Tom Hardy with the tan line after filming.
No, I don't believe it.
I
Doesn't look or sound anything like him. How could it be him?
It's called acting.
No,
There you go.
no.
then that definitely wasn't Colin Farrell in the Batman.
No, it was Colin Farrell. We know that. Well, because we could see Colin Farrell's face. I mean, yeah, it had a ton of makeup
Can't
on
really
and
see his
stuff.
face that well.
But I mean, Bane's face was, Tom Hardy's face was like triple covered. Like
He was
Those
just.
eyes.
It was just the voiceover. He was the voice.
just no.
I was the body double.
Oh, you were
Yeah, it was me.
nice. But yeah, I don't know. I'd like Bane to be a lot more physically menacing.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that was a huge criticism that Bane got anyway from big.
yeah,
comic
I know,
fans.
which is why I don't want to beat a dead horse.
It was still epic.
I feel like
It was still a good movie. Yes, I did like the Dark Knight.
it was a
Rises.
great. That's a common theme where the first one's good, the second one is a masterpiece, and then the third one's always good for a finale.
Oh yeah,
you
got all the resolution. Everything comes to it.
Like it's everything. Like Shrek, great. Shrek 2, amazing. I don't remember Shrek 3.
Shrek the Third. Oh, I don't want.
I don't remember that.
I'll keep it real. That movie wasn't that good.
It's the same thing with Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one is great. Second one is even better, and the third one is good, especially for a finale.
Yeah, wraps everything. Yeah,
I think in Shrek the Third,
very astute.
Justin Timberlake played Prince Arthur.
I remember that. Yes.
I don't remember that at all.
Isn't he
was
like in
fucking-
high school?
Yeah, it was a high school. It was just like what? Because spoiler alert, King's dying, and I guess that's like his nephew or something.
I remember that.
So
plot
Shrek
point.
gets sent to go get him. Dies. So yeah, I don't know how the fuck we got tangented into Shrek, but where were we
It's a
going?
cinematic masterpiece.
What's your final score for the Batman?
I'm gonna give it a 92%.
Okay. My score, I will not say it's a final score because my score always changes.
Yes, naturally.
I will give it an 80%.
You liked Encanto better?
You gave Encanto like 100%.
I
didn't
gave
you?
Encanto
110%, didn't you?
Oh my gosh, guys. You know what? Encanto's changed to an 80 as well.
Oh, my
just wanna do
god.
this again?
I haven't listened to the song in like over a week. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. Oh my gosh, I thought there was someone here.
If there was, it had the same reaction. So I'm glad you're at least self-aware.
You guys suck. But yeah, so 80% for me, 92 for Gavin. Next week's movie, be sure to watch it. It is on Netflix. You don't have to pay to see this one. Feel like every movie we've seen, we've had to pay to see
You
it.
have to pay for Netflix.
Unless you don't have Netflix.
Unless you don't have Netflix, and then you have to.
That sucks.
then you
That's
have to-
tough.
Then you have to find a way to watch it because it is a Netflix original.
In the words of the great J-Man, that's tough.
I think everybody either has Netflix or is on someone's Netflix.
Exactly. So this week's movie of the week, The Atom Project, with Ryan Reynolds and Mark Ruffalo.
What is that movie about, Ethan?
What is it about? I've only seen little snippets, but I know it's about a guy who goes back in time to see himself to solve some kind of crisis. But Jacob's going to look it up right now.
Yes, when was this?
You had me at Ryan Reynolds, really.
The Atom
but-
Project?
Yep.
It just came out this year.
Oh, okay, it's brand new.
Yeah.
All right, synopsis, a short one. After accidentally crash landing in 2022, the year we're in,
That's this year.
news update.
Look at that.
Jacob reporting.
Breaking news.
Time-traveling fighter pilot Adam Reed teams up with his 12-year-old self for a mission to save the future.
Damn, sounds like Gavin's
What?
dream the other night.
Also starring, in addition to Ryan Reynolds and Mark Ruffalo, Jennifer Gardner,
Oh,
Zoe Saldana,
Oh!
Catherine Keener.
oh my gosh, that's a pretty good cast.
Not
That was
bad.
a great cast. So be sure to watch The Adam Project. If you have any movie recommendations, leave them down in the comments, and we'll see what we can do. A piece of criteria for the movies is me and Gavin have to not have seen them. I bet there's a better way to phrase that, but
A movie you both haven't
And it's
seen.
got to be
There you go.
easily accessible to watch, please.
a movie we both haven't seen. That's the criteria.
Don't pick some movie that we can't find. It takes like $20 to fucking watch. Please.
Like we've done the past
Yes.
3 months. I'm like, gosh, it's not on anything.
Literally
We need
went to a movie theater to watch this last one.
And it was worth it.
There you
Might
go.
have been a little too long. It's my criticism for the Batman. It was a
It's
little
a
too
criticism
long.
for every movie.
Dude, okay, well, when a movie's like fucking 3 hours long, like, damn, we could have broke that up into 2 movies, or there's
So
at least
you
30
haven't
minutes.
seen Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I love Lord of the Rings.
Oh my-
That is the one. That's like the one movie I will defend when it comes to.
You mean 3?
Huh? Oh yeah, all 3. Well, I mean, did you watch the director's cut or extended editions?
No.
Okay, well, you haven't.
I would, though, and I wouldn't have a problem with the length.
Haven't tortured yourself enough yet, but
Torture?
it was good. But god damn, was it long? But yeah, like the Pirates movie, the Dead Man's Chest.
Yeah,
Christ, that movie was
2.5 hours.
yeah, and the third one's even fucking longer.
It's epic.
Those movies are
God
phenomenal.
damn.
Gavin finally watched Dead Man's Chest. Joe, I know you haven't, so skip ahead a couple of minutes. What'd you think, Gavin?
Much better than Black Pearl. But
See, he said that, and I was like, you say it like Black Pearl was a bad movie.
it wasn't a bad movie, but I mean, me personally, I didn't like it. To be honest, I didn't like it. It's not a bad movie, just I didn't like it. I thought it was, for me, I thought it was way too fucking boring in the middle. Like the ending and the beginning, good. Hour and a half in between, damn.
One of my favorite things about Dead Man's Chest is the opening with the rain and everything. The
The
it's
opening,
beautiful.
and that's the thing that I'll give Dead Man's Chest. It kept me much more captivated. I don't think we needed the whole indigenous people part.
That's one of the best parts.
It was funny, but I mean, at the same time, I'm like, see, you could have done without this like 15, 20-minute scene that would have made the movie over a little bit sooner.
You know, my first couple, like, watching that movie, I didn't realize that it's
so much time.
a lot of
Yeah.
time elapsed from them
Yeah,
getting
there was a
there.
couple
They're on
months.
that
Yeah,
island
it
for
kind of
so
hit me
long.
with the truck too. I was like, whoa, what the?
Well, because
what
that's
happened?
when Will Turner is searching for everyone. He's
Yeah,
like, Jack
he's traveling
Sparrow.
all around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And then I already know. I mean, I'm going to watch the third one, but I pretty much already know how it starts, ends, and what goes on in between. So
Maybe you'll be surprised.
Perhaps. Also, Hans Zimmer
Exactly. Beautiful.
knocked it out of the park.
Shout out Cameron.
really good. I have yet. I mean, post it below in the comments if Hans Zimmer's ever actually did anything bad.
That's true.
I haven't heard any of
I
his
think he
stuff.
scored Bad Boys. Just kidding.
Did he?
No.
Oh.
He said bad. Super bad. Bad Boys.
Hans Zimmer tier list.
Good one.
Good job. That's from Attack of the Clones.
Shut up.
Yeah, Dead Man's Chest, one of my favorite movies of all time, not just Pirates the movie. Definitely up there as one of my favorite movies. As well as Palm Springs. I think I've already talked about that on here, but if you guys haven't seen Palm Springs, check it out. It's on Hulu. Hulu original. It's amazing. Check it out. You know what movie you shouldn't check out? Tenet. Don't watch that. This has been your weekly reminder that Tenet is not a good movie.
I'll have to watch Tenet to get back to you on that. To see like if it truly is that bad, then I will agree with you.
It's Christopher Nolan, though.
Here's
No,
okay. So here's the thing. Who's the one that
favorite
told me? It was Joe. Joe texted me. And he said, "Oh, Ethan likes Christopher Nolan," and was all surprised. and I said, "I never said that I didn't like Christopher Nolan. I actually love Christopher Nolan movies. Every movie I've seen, I've loved, which is why I was so disappointed with Tenet because it was so mediocre for Nolan, and even I would say bad. But for Nolan, it was awful.
For Christopher.
For Christopher Nolan,
Christopher.
it was horrible. Dunkirk, I'll give him a pass on that one.
You didn't like Dunkirk?
Thought it was okay. It was all rising action, no climax, you know?
Sounds familiar.
I was waiting for it. Am I going to say it or is Jacob going to say it?
I have to revisit it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I've been doing this whole Christopher Nolan watch thing where I've been watching all these movies. But
I mean, we did just go over what Memento.
went over Memento.
Do you guys have like a favorite director?
No.
It's really hard because it's not like I like a lot of one director and all his work. I'll like this director's work and just like this one is my favorite. I would say probably Nolan because I've seen and liked most of his stuff.
I mean,
except Tenet.
This is coming out of left field, but I like Todd Phillips.
Todd
Phillips is oh my god.
Todd Phillips
I love
directed.
all his movies.
I just watched. He directed War Dogs, right?
Yeah,
I just watched War Dogs.
Joker,
Hangover,
Due Date. If you haven't seen,
I saw Due Date. I've seen Due Date.
Oh, you have fuck.
Yeah.
God, that
Who is the
so
Happy
good.
Feet guy? Because that's my answer.
His name's George something. Mad Max and Happy Feet. That's his.
What range?
Todd Phillips is a good one. I would probably say Nolan or even that one guy. What's his name?
I don't know. There's a lot of those people.
That's true. There is
George Miller.
Robert Zemeckis. He's a good one.
Back to the Future.
You said George Miller. And I haven't even seen a lot of Robert Zemeckis movies.
I was gonna say I didn't know you were a connoisseur. To get you to watch Back to the Future someday.
What other one? What's his name? The guy that did 16 Candles, Ferris Bueller.
John Hughes.
John Hughes.
How the fuck did you forget his name?
It slipped from my mind right now.
My God.
It slipped from my mind just a second, Gavin.
Jesus
Gosh,
Lord.
John Hughes.
I thought you were my friend. Mom, don't watch this. That is her favorite fucking person. By
Okay,
the way.
I
Say
know
sorry.
his name.
Say sorry.
I'm sorry, Annie.
Okay. You're
But
forgiven.
it just forgot. I just forgot it right now. It's like the quote thing. You can't put me on the spot.
I know.
Like Jacob asking me who my favorite director is. I can't even think of any directors. I'm like, who directs movies?
I just like movies. I don't.
Put you on the spot. I asked you a question.
Oh my gosh, I'm sweating.
Not an interrogation.
Michael Bay's really good.
I'm going to turn off the lights and Batman's going to appear right behind you. So.
Oh God, are we gonna?
A lot of people give Michael Bay crap for like just his excessive explosions. He makes cool movies.
They're fun.
He makes
makes
Armageddon,
fun. Exactly.
Transformers, The Rock.
Nothing's wrong with those movies. Those are awesome.
Shout out to Mom for showing me The Rock.
Autobots, roll out.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
No,
movie
it's
about him?
it's got
I'm just
Michael
kidding.
Biehn, Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage.
That's
a fucking good movie you need to watch.
Well, I was looking at directors right here.
Oh, you need a little bit of spark, a little bit of
Yeah, I just need
inspiration.
to see who I
that guy.
know.
I like that guy.
Because
Directors.
James Cameron's pretty all right.
Scorsese, right? You
No, I don't like Scorsese.
Yeah,
I don't really like Scorsese, guys. Don't talk about it. I don't like him.
That's how you waste 15 minutes. Just bring up Scorsese to Ethan.
You know what? Here's the thing with Scorsese.
Oh God, why did you do
Just
that?
kidding. I've seen a couple Clint Eastwood movies that he's directed. Awesome. Mystic River. You seen that?
I have not.
Awesome.
American Sniper. You seen that?
Seen that? That's awesome.
Awesome movie.
Look at that. Look at us.
Pretty good.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Who'd have thought? Not me.
All right, let's get into the static.
Welcome to the static.
So, Gavin, we've been experiencing a lot of road rage.
Road wage.
I did it again. Gosh. Road wage.
Road wage.
That's a tongue twister. Say it 10 times fast.
I'm not going to.
Okay, exactly.
And we're not getting
We've
clipped.
been experimenting a lot of road rage, which is why we've introduced this new segment. And if we get to 10 likes, Gavin will record a little soundbite for that, where he screams. But what's happened to you in recent days?
Let's put an explicit warning because Gavin is about to become eruptive.
Dad, skip ahead 5 minutes.
So, I keep going back on the whole people don't know how to fucking merge, right? And it happened again where there was a semi truck in front of me and somebody like 4 car distances behind immediately tried to shoot forward, couldn't make it, and then got stuck between me and the semi. Almost ran me off the fucking road. Love that. California driver, not surprised there. But that's not even the fucking highlight of the week. I almost died today.
Today?
Yes. Have you ever been nearly sandwiched between 2 semi-trucks?
Yes.
My God, they were both trying to merge into the same lane, and I was in the middle of them. And there was a car in front of me, and there was a car behind me. So I'm like, this is it.
Just accept it.
I death grip the wheel, and I'm like,
You just go under them. Like, duh.
Just went to the last step of, what is it, mourning? Yeah,
Yep, I was
went to
like-
acceptance.
my time has come. Like, this is it. GG. Well played. No re. Luckily, they both went back into their own lanes. Maybe it was a fucking prank. I guess. Maybe they were on the radio. But
Hey, let's get this guy.
yeah, let's fuck with this guy. Over.
10-4.
fucking.
This is Rusty Bumper 10-4.
Fucking. And so yeah, maybe there was a little skit that I just wasn't involved in. And I noticed, Ethan, you're trying the calzone. You got some.
Yes,
got a nice bite there.
actively trying the calzone.
But outside of that experience, I can't say I've seen too much. I watched a guy go straight from the HOV lane all the way to the turn lane.
Oh yeah,
all the way back to the HOV lane.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Probably in like 5 seconds. No joke, he did it so quickly. I was like, and this was during rush hour. I am amazed that
He was watching Rush Hour while driving.
Shout out Rush Hour.
Not you, him.
Quick update. Calzone, not that good.
You're wild. I'll eat it.
6.5 was accurate.
Or for me. But yeah, he got close to hitting like 3 different cars. They had to hit their brakes last second or like quickly move out of the way. And it really fucking amazes me.
The gall.
Not even how the gall. Like, who the fuck gave you your license? I want to know who the fuck did that.
Well, you just get it once and then you're good for like 60 years, right?
This shit makes me want to get like, there needs to be like a mandate once a year, twice a year. At this fucking rate, I'm going like once a month. Because
Jesus.
these motherfuckers are stupid
It's
as
excessive,
shit.
Gavin.
It is absolutely by far.
I get it in principle, but practically, there's no way.
No,
Once a month.
I literally I have a fucking migraine right now.
I mean, every other license you have to get renewed.
Maybe
All the
not
way
once a
down
month.
to your
You know
freaking
what?
like CPR certification.
You're
Like,
right. You're right.
I got that in high school.
Or
It's
your,
like 2
what is
years,
it?
you're up.
Your food service.
I'm doing at least a year.
Yeah,
once
but,
a year.
you operate a motor vehicle. People die in like car accidents. It's like the leading cause of death outside of hypertension.
That's yeah.
I totally looked up that stat. It's very accurate. You don't have to look it up.
It just
Don't look it up.
It just amazes me
us.
that
We're the science.
these people take their test and the person giving the test goes, "Damn, this guy almost killed like 7 people. Here's their license, buddy.
not
Step
to
in
mention
line,
when
take your picture."
Most people get their license when they're 16, when they're
Yeah, some people got their
Juvenile
license.
kids, yeah.
There wasn't even airbags in cars yet.
So I get that, but again, maybe at
I'd
least
say once every
other year.
5 years is more practical.
Yeah.
If you get into an accident and you're at fault, you should have to pass a driving test to drive again. That should be one of the fucking.
You have
Isn't
to
there,
go
like,
to driving
driving
school
school?
when you get
Yeah.
like,
There
a
is, but I mean,
traffic violation.
If you get a traffic violation, yeah, and even then, I don't think it's mandatory certain times.
Most times it is.
It's either you pay the full fine or
Yeah.
you go to court to do that, or you take driving lessons or do driving school.
Yeah, most of the time it's just the easiest option.
And it doesn't go against like your record or hit your
Or take the
insurance.
points.
Yeah.
So
whatever.
I don't drive as much as you two anymore.
Lucky bastard.
I used to drive all the time, but in the past week, there's only been one thing that enraged me, and it wasn't even that big a deal.
Uh-oh.
Actually, it's a big deal to me.
Oh, no.
Big deal to me.
Your poor car.
I didn't
beat the
hit
fuck
it.
out of
No,
it?
I didn't. But I did touch it. I was like, not today.
Not today.
So I'm a changed man.
Oh gosh. Good. Let's hear it.
So when you're approaching a stop sign and another car's approaching a stop sign, and they clearly get there first, and then you're like waiting there with your dick in your hand, like, hey, go.
That's not how I drive.
And then they flash you with the lights, like, hey, go. And I was like, yeah, they're letting me go, but the fact that they made me wait longer than I should have,
That enrages you?
it enrages me because they got there first. They should go first. Stop wasting my time and telling me to go first.
What enrages me about that?
That enrages me.
It's when they do that, or when they get there clearly second or last, and they just gun it right through. They're like, "Oh fuck you, I'm gonna," like that. That pisses me off because I get to go and then I have to hit the brakes, and I'm like, I just have to give them that dead stare as they turn and look at me with the shit-eating grin. It's like, fuck you, you gotta wait. And I'm just sitting there brooding in my car.
I saw a guy like just now on my way over here. I was
In
getting
our very expensive studio.
Yes, it was like it's up the mountain, so I had to come to the mountain first.
Right.
Anyway, so so I was going to turn left, and it was at the an intersection with stoplights. So there was a truck, like a pickup truck, trying to make a U-turn there in the left lane, and he was very clearly not going to make it. So he gets halfway, almost hits the sidewalk, and then does like a back and forth like Austin Powers in the first one.
Shout out Austin Powers.
And then the light turns yellow, and there's oncoming traffic coming. And this guy's like, "Oh, I can make this," but this guy's getting stuck on his U-turn. So this one car guns the light, and as he's like in the middle of the intersection, is like, "Oh shit, this guy's not gonna make it." So he slams on his brakes, stops in the intersection. The truck takes like a good 5-10 seconds to get all the way through, and then keeps going. and then I got the arrow and I went, and I was fine. But I was just a observer of that. Didn't enrage me, but I just thought it was funny.
That's got to be one of the scariest experiences ever. Like when you're about to make a U-turn and you realize you don't have enough room because either you shot it too much or whatever. So now you're like, fuck, I got a 3-point turn.
I mean,
Never
you
have
kind of
that
got to
problem.
know what you're dealing with, right?
Never
When
have
you
that
do
problem.
that.
Huh?
Never have that problem.
If you're driving like a truck, you either you go a little wide or you just
If you're driving a
don't
truck,
make a U-turn.
yeah,
right?
I was gonna say I wouldn't recommend doing that, especially if it's like a narrow
If
intersection.
you're gonna like a little Prius, then go for it, I guess. But
When I drove my Trailblazer, I had that problem because that fucking thing is wide, very top heavy.
That's been road rage for you, not road wage. Road rage.
Road wage.
explicit warning
Road wage.
over.
Hi, Dad. Welcome back. All right. So, Gavatron,
Yes, sir.
why don't you lay it on me right now?
Okay.
Whoa! Oh my God, they're kissing right now.
Wow, my parents watch this.
They don't know about him yet. I'm just kidding.
We're just
It's a joke.
We can kiss the homies. No.
What?
Yes.
See, this is when you need the camera on Gavin's
What?
face.
okay. Anyway, before this was fucking botched, what are you getting into? Christ.
So me and Lucy recently finished Burn Notice, right?
Correct.
And
We
we
talked about that last week, right?
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, it's one of the. I think it's one of the first shows we've like seen all the way through.
Shout out, Lucy.
And now we've started Breaking Bad, which I've seen
Naturally.
years ago. She hasn't seen it, so I'm watching it with her. We're going
sense.
through it again.
I'm sorry. You can just go.
And we watched. There's a newer, I guess, Breaking Bad-esque show like Ozark. Have you seen that or
Ozark?
heard of it?
I've heard of
Yes.
it.
Jason
Haven't seen it.
Bateman.
My parents watch it.
I like JJ.
We started that, didn't finish it. Kind of wanted to go back to it, but we already are like in season 2 of Breaking Bad, so might as well go through and finish that one. Are there any shows that you guys
So,
are already into right now,
into right now.
or do you guys often like not finish shows?
So,
I feel like me and Lucy have that problem.
Yes.
I rarely do it. When I watch a show, I just watch it all the way through. Or else it drives me crazy. If I
Well,
don't.
you binge too.
Yeah, not like I used to. Not like my young days.
Yeah, fair, but
Recently, or I guess not recently, last summer, it's not recent, I watched Rescue Me, and I got all the way to season 5, and then went like a couple days without watching it, and then just stopped watching it.
you never finished that show?
Never finished it. I've been wanting to finish it because I have like a season or 2 left.
I remember you watching that.
It's a great show. Just like Sons of Anarchy, I was talking to my good friend Paul.
Lemons.
Talking to my good friend Paul the other day, and I was telling him about Sons of Anarchy, and he was telling me about Peaky Blinders.
Peaky fucking blinders.
And I've been wanting to watch it, so that's the show that I've been wanting to get into.
It's got Scarecrow in it.
And I know, the Batman. That's what he says. Anyways, I've been wanting to watch Peaky Blinders, but other than that, I haven't really had any other shows on my radar. Been just watching some Minecraft videos. That's about it. Shout out Hermitcraft.
That's what you're pursuing?
See, whenever I tell someone I watch Minecraft videos, they think I'm joking.
Well, yeah, because when you're asked the question what TV shows you watch and you answer with Minecraft videos, I'm going to look at you like you're fucking weird.
Well, here's the thing. It's called Hermitcraft, right?
Okay.
Here's Hermitcraft. Hermitcraft is when, I think, 24 Minecraft YouTubers, big YouTubers. You ever heard of Mumbo Jumbo? Sure you have.
I have not.
Well, I'm pretty sure if I showed you one of his videos, you would know.
Okay.
Anyways, and he's taking a break right now. But anyways,
Fucking amazing, Ethan.
it's these YouTubers that play on one server, and they all make these crazy amount of stuff and collab together, and it's really cool, and it's fun. Jacob got me into it like years ago.
Yes.
Jacob got me into it with one guy. They're called hermits because it's Hermitcraft, so they refer to themselves as hermits. He got me into one hermit, right? Now I watch 15 of them. It's a lot of work. I had to make a new YouTube for just Hermitcraft so it doesn't get mixed in with my other subscriptions.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and like I can relate because I've like watched a lot of it.
But it just
You
sounds
sound
weird.
psychotic right now, though.
Exactly. But
Oh,
You know-
that's funny.
it's really cool. Okay,
I agree with everything you're saying.
it's just I
but
sound crazy.
sound like a crazy person.
They make wild stuff constantly, and the cool thing is too. You know how you've played Minecraft by yourself, right? Or like maybe with like a small group of friends.
Yeah.
And you know how you kind of it gets really like a lot of work to gather materials. Yeah, the scale.
Grind.
So the cool thing about Hermitcraft is they have this whole shopping district where they build shops and sell certain items from the game, like 4 stacks of sand for a diamond, right? And then you can buy as much sand as you want. So if someone has a big project that's very sand heavy, then they can buy sand instead of grinding the sand.
Naturally.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to check it out.
Okay, what shows are you watching, Gavin?
Okay. Well, I mean, not.
Thought I was in calculus with that tangent. Jeez.
I don't even know what fucking shows I'm watching anymore after hearing that.
Yellowstone's good.
Yellowstone is good. I do plan to watch that eventually. Same thing with Breaking Bad and
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. There you go.
Was Yellowstone like is that one that like everybody was watching?
I think
feel
so.
like it was.
Number one TV show for a while.
Gavin also told me he's like a lot of old people watch that,
Mom and Dad.
and I was
mean,
like,
they're not old.
Well, not. And I was thinking about it. I was like, wait, my parents, my nana.
My parents aren't old. I'm not saying that.
Yes. Anyway, older people not in my age range.
Well, to be fair, yeah, I don't think it was.
They're all
marketed
watching
towards us.
Euphoria.
Exactly, but I don't
Two
know.
different
also watched
shows.
it.
My gosh.
Yeah.
But I'd have to say probably trying to watch Naruto and Attack on Titan.
Oh, anime.
Those are 2 huge shows. I got like 20 episodes in the Naruto and just stopped. It's not that I found it boring. I don't know. And then Attack on Titan, I guess, is like really up there. Haven't seen jack shit for either of the shows, so I figured I'd give them watches considering they're like among the biggest ones.
Nice. Was there a show that you guys, like you said, Rescue Me, that you started but like can't finish? For me, it's Criminal Minds.
Well, I feel like that's different though.
Oh, I'm watching To Catch a Predator too. We were totally talking about that earlier. But I mean, that show's been over with.
Like
do you mean
something
different?
like Criminal Minds. It's a procedural show.
Yeah,
that,
no, I
that
get
doesn't really have an end in sight, so it's kind of hard to tackle it.
does technically kind of.
Well, it's something like CSI or Grey's Anatomy where it's just constantly.
Oh, so it's
going.
not a TV show. Okay, cool.
It does.
House.
Yeah. Criminal Minds. How many
like
seasons
parts,
does it have? Like
parts of
15
those
seasons?
shows
Yeah.
are like really good, but like you don't have to watch
exactly.
all of it.
You know what I want to watch? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The show for me for the longest time was Burn Notice.
Same.
Burn Notice and White Collar were the 2 shows that I had like seen the first few seasons so many times but never finished it. And the thing with me is when I start up a show again, I have to watch it from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I probably won't do that for Rescue Me because it's still really early, so I better get on it. But for like Burn Notice and White Collar, I watched those first few seasons so many times. And I remember a couple years ago when I was finishing White Collar, once I got past season 4 and I saw something that I didn't recognize, I was like, oh my gosh. It was like watching a show for the first time. It was awesome. Shout out White Collar. White Collar, one of the best shows I've ever seen.
I need to watch Psych. I heard that was a really good show.
That is a phenomenal show, Gavin.
Yes,
I would put that at the top of your list.
Really?
Yes. Absolutely.
Because the humor is phenomenal. It has
I've
such
seen- yeah.
rewatchability. And
Come on, son.
you can put it on, even though an episode you've seen a million times, there's jokes you'll catch every single time
I guess
that you didn't catch before.
a running gag in my family was that my oldest brother Joe and his best friend Wendell, they were exactly just like Sean and Gus. And I think for Halloween at one point they even dressed up as both of them. It was hilarious. Shout out Wendell and Joe. But
That's awesome.
so I guess they're
One of the
probably
best shows.
inspiration to watch that.
Scrubs is also a good one. That was the same thing for me where I'd watch the first few seasons and then not finish it. And then just recently, I would say a year or 2 ago, I watched it all the way through. And same thing, that is hilarious to watch too.
I never finished The Walking Dead.
Nobody did.
I got to like my sister's rewatching it again right now, and she's on like way past the incident that most people stopped watching after.
Correct.
And
I can spoil it. I don't
know,
think
it's like you
anyone
guys
cares.
trying not to spoil
I
Walking
don't know.
Dead.
It's just I that's such a huge fucking spoiler that it's like
blind.
Okay. There you go.
maybe.
The incident with Glenn. The second
years
one,
ago.
There's a first one that teases you, and it's like, oh no, just kidding.
I know, I
And
was
then
like,
a couple episodes later, then it actually happens. But that's where everyone stopped watching, even though it was one of the most watched episodes in Walking Dead.
That's when I'm very proud that I haven't watched like any of. I watched like maybe the first episode. That's it.
Of The Walking Dead?
Yep.
Dude, the first like 4 seasons
it.
were awesome.
Nope.
What?
Then it got really slow,
It did.
where an entire episode, one thing would happen, but they would stretch it out over an hour.
I think we talked about this when we had like our zombie phase.
Yeah.
But it's just such a like seeing those zombies. Like I'm like, dude, I could totally just get away from them. They're so slow, bro. I played Left 4 Dead 2.
A meme. A meme is like when you're getting to know someone, ask them, "Oh, when did you stop watching Walking Dead?" to get to know them.
The governor was a fucking awesome villain.
Yeah.
I love that
entire
arc.
prison
Yep.
timeline was awesome. Right after everything happened with Lori and everything Rick was going through, it was such a great show, and then they ruined it.
Oh no! Oh no! Fucking
Yeah.
Rick just. I think it was after
After Lori died, yeah.
I'm not afraid of spoiling that because fuck Lori. She's annoying.
Oh gosh.
Lori was such an annoying character, dude. I remember every single episode just going like, "Oh, why are you still here, dude? Like, damn it!" And it's like I wanted to feel
Right.
sad when she died, but I was like,
Okay.
honestly, I felt more sad for T-Dog's death. T-Dog was fucking cool.
T-Dog was cool. He even had a cool name.
He did.
T-Dog, yeah.
He was cool as shit.
Pretty cool.
And then the love of my life entered when I watched the ending of season 2, Michonne.
Oh. I was really thinking, I was like,
That woman is
Michonne's
by
awesome.
far just the actress.
I think she's still in it, right?
Yeah. The
It's still
actress
going?
Yeah,
Whoa, bombshell! I didn't know that.
I forgot the actress that plays her, but
It starts with a D.
she's just the best. She's the best woman I've ever seen in my life.
But you
You
don't
forgot
know
her
her
name.
name.
But I forgot her name. Love will do that to you.
Love is blind. Yep.
Okay. So that's TV shows. But yeah, Gavin, I would put Psych at the top of your list. Especially the first 3 seasons where it's just Psych at its best.
So good.
But I'd say it's just good all throughout. Maybe you can make an argument for the last season not being as good, but
It's like everything, though.
that's everything.
Game of Thrones.
Still haven't seen the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones.
I heard the last season was just so bad.
That's what everyone says. Yeah,
I don't even know if it was bad or if it just didn't live up to the hype that it had.
It's another one I haven't watched
heard it was really
at all.
You haven't seen Game of Thrones at all?
Nope.
Not even the sex scenes?
You
Oh,
trying to
fuck
expose
off.
me on here?
act like we did look that shit up.
Oh my gosh. I'd be watching Game of Thrones. And then Austin would like walk into the room during one of those scenes, be like, "Oh, I've seen this before. Have you watched Game of Thrones?" He's like, "No, just this part."
Fucking Austin.
Shout out Austin.
Shout out Austin. Exquisite. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a show I need to get into watching. 'Cause
Oh.
I heard it was really Well, for the story, for the plot.
For the plot.
For the plot.
It's very excessive in the early like season or 2, but then after that, it just becomes like background.
I just want to see the mountain crush that dude's head. Like in between his
Pascal.
hands. Yeah. Was that Pedro
That
Pascal's
was
character?
Pedro Pascal's character.
Yeah,
And
rip
there's
Mando.
also a meme there too, because when they fight, he doesn't want to wear a helmet, and then now he's the Mandalorian and never takes off his helmet.
Well, wasn't he also like showboating in that fight? Like,
Yeah,
he was winning
he
at
was
first?
gonna win,
Yeah.
but he just got to
He got all his fucking teeth
'cause
punched out.
He was trying to get the Mountain to admit that he raped his sister and killed her. That was the whole thing.
That's quite the fucking duel.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I don't know how you look at the mountain and think you're gonna win.
Well,
so.
he didn't. He challenged, I think, because Peter Dinklage's character was on trial for something, and then he wanted to do trial by combat, technically against the king at the time, but the king presented the Mountain as its champion.
Whoa.
Peter Dinklage, Pedro Pascal's character, approached him and said, "Hey, I'll be your champion and fight the Mountain for you." And that's what it was.
That takes some stones to
Yeah.
look at that and be like,
I liked his character, and then when he was killed off too early.
Damn. Well, I'm actually prepared with a fact this week, too.
Oh, yeah.
The Jakey
I wasn't last
factuality.
week, so I'm ready.
Oh.
Feel free to bless us with your knowledge.
Bless us with the Jakey factuality.
Nice. Okay, so I'm going to keep it on theme with Little Caesars Batman Abomination.
Okay, you were with me when you said I was with you when you said Little Caesars, but you just ruined it.
Lost him at Batman.
So that was simply topped with pepperoni and calzone-ish.
That calzone was horrible.
So I'm guessing you could all guess the most popular pizza toppings according to Hungry Howie's. They did a little survey and they used their statistics. Number 1, obviously would be pepperoni as one of the most popular toppings. Can you guys guess the next 4 top 5 toppings?
If you put anchovies on that pizza,
Sausage, black olive, mushroom, green pepper, or white onion.
sausage.
Yeah, you got 3.
Let's
technically,
go.
I guess, yeah. So number 2, not one that you said,
Damn.
is extra cheese.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, I mean, I get
It'd be an option. You'd have to order it as an extra cheese.
You know what? You're right. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Number 3, you guys have a guess?
Sausages.
I
No.
would say mushroom.
Black olives.
Sausage is number 5.
Oh, black olives.
Black olive's not in the top
Mushrooms.
5. Mushrooms is number 3.
Anchovies.
And onions is 4.
Anchovies.
Red onions, I'm guessing? It doesn't say
Where-
I
specifically.
think
Where's,
white
uh,
onions are the normal, but you can put
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the pizza place I work at, white onions is like
Well, you're
Gavin
like
works at a pizza place.
bougie pizza place.
exquisite.
Isn't like a supreme...
Yeah, what's
usually
the most
have, like, red
expensive
onions?
pizza?
What's the most expensive pizza?
At where you work?
$29.
$29.
I think it's actually 28. I'm sorry.
Is that the one with all the meat on it? I like that one.
Why'd you make that
Big
face?
figures. You like that fucking one.
Just answer me.
Figures. Oh, exquisite.
Yes, that's a good pizza.
A couple years ago, Gavin and I made a pizza tier list.
We have to talk about that soon.
Maybe we'll revisit that next week.
Maybe.
Do you guys have the list?
I do.
Okay,
I
cool,
think we
great.
need to update it.
We can
Just for a sneak peek.
We do need to update it, though. Little Caesars was, I think, a B, but I would drop that down to a D.
What?
Well,
All right.
here's the thing.
We'll need to revisit that.
We'll revisit the. I think we'll do it just based off taste because when we first made it, we did it on
like
selection,
price.
quality,
Yeah,
and price.
taste.
Taste.
If
will
this
be the
pizza
only
was
one.
free,
Exactly, that's
where
the way we
would
need
you
to look
rank
at
it?
it.
This pizza's free? S tier. I would rank any pizza free
oh
S tier.
my gosh.
You kidding me? If any pizza was free?
If you had a table of free pizza and you had to rank each of them, where would this one rank?
Oh, all the pizza places are
Yes.
free? Oh.
Yes.
Gosh.
Oh my god. No, just Little Caesars is free. That's it.
Okay.
Little
I
Caesars.
guess I'd probably stay with B. Yeah.
I'd say C.
Depends on what type of pizza. Am I getting my deep dish or am I getting my just normal pepperoni? Or am I getting the calzone?
If it's calzone, it's not on the
Calzone
list.
wouldn't be my
God,
choice.
we'll get all the stipulations in place. But
Well,
the calzone will not be a part of
For
this.
sneak peeks, though, Chuck E. Cheese will be included in this tier
Chuck.
list.
Okay.
They closed
can't
down
hear-
for sure yet?
Here's the thing, though.
No,
We'll say this.
We can't reveal too much.
We'll say this.
You guys have insider knowledge of Chuck E. Cheese?
Yes.
We will say this. When Gavin and I made the tier list, I had tried it years ago. He had never tried it.
You guys put Chuck E. Cheese on the list without even trying it?
I did try it.
We
I
tried
think
it before doing it.
We put it at D.
Oh, you tried it while making the list.
No.
What the heck?
We put it at D or maybe even F. I don't know.
Dishonor.
But then
It's good pizza.
we tried it.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
wow. Whoa, imagine that.
Our stances changed.
It's probably an A or an S. Just that taste.
You know what, guys? I rate the
Exquisite.
Batman like a 60. When I see it, I'll give it another rating, but
I said I hadn't tried it in years.
We went off of peer-reviewed studies when it came to Chuck E. Cheese.
Exactly.
naturally.
And everybody fucking hated it. And honestly, after trying it, I have no idea why.
I'd say it's a B tier
Say it's an A tier, dude.
from what I remember.
Exactly. From what you remembered.
I've tried it before like
Exactly.
a year.
I don't
I've
know,
had
they-
it within a year.
They changed their prices
Really?
up on us real
so?
quick.
They did. One time we went and it was
$5 a pizza.
$5 a pizza and we got it for really cheap.
You're paying for the
time we
Five
went-
Nights at Freddy's experience, though.
The next time we went, it was like $50 for 2 pizzas.
$50? Who did they think they got? Chelsea Clinton?
That's from Rush Hour.
God fucking damn it with you guys in Rush Hour.
Chris Tucker says
It's
it.
like the fourth fucking
His character's
episode in
name
a
is
row.
James Carter.
It's a perfect movie.
God damn it.
That same thing there. Number 1 is good. 2 is great. 3 is good for a finale.
Isn't there 4 of them?
No, there's 3.
There's 3, yeah. I had to think about it.
Well, because 4 was in talks for the longest time.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And it's because Jackie Chan wanted to make it, but Chris Tucker didn't. And then Chris Tucker wanted to make it, but Jackie Chan didn't.
I think Chris Tucker's had a whole different change of heart. Like, isn't he practically a brand new person since that era of Hollywood when he was in it? Like, if we look at like Friday and stuff, I thought he became like super religious and like, I don't know. I thought he became super religious and pretty much like almost like on the crazy aspects of it. But I have no knowledge, so I will not say any further. Food for thought.
Wise.
I have no knowledge, so I'm not saying anything further.
Let me just make wild speculation.
No,
I know nothing.
That's the advice of the week. Is
It was
I
revealed
have
to
no
me-
knowledge, so I will say nothing further.
It was revealed to me in a dream.
All right. Well, appreciate you for joining us this whenever you're listening to it. Gavin, what's the song of the week?
So, speaking of the Batman, we are going to go with Something in the Way by Nirvana.
What a beautiful song. What a beautiful song.
Indeed.
What a beautiful song. I said it 3 times.
Yep.
Be sure to follow us on our social medias. We don't use Twitter anymore. We use Instagram at OEF_white noise. That's where you can find your favorite white boys from the white noise.
I'm half white.
Half. We're all kind of half. Interesting. Okay.
What the fuck? All right, where can you find us at?
This went off the rails quick.
OEF_white noise. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube, One-Eyed Fits. That's what it's called. It's One-Eyed Fits at YouTube. Leave a like, leave a comment. If you're listening on Spotify, go to YouTube, subscribe, like, and comment your thoughts. If you leave a comment, there is a good chance we will read it because we don't get that many comments. So it'll probably be yours that we'll read.
On average, we get like 1 or 2 comments a video.
Statistically, chances are very high.
So here is from last week's episode featuring Lucy. Great episode, boyos. Speaking of the Batman, Colin Farrell was in the Batman. And you guys should check out a movie he starred in called The Lobster. It's a really weird movie, but I enjoyed it. Thanks, listener.
Joe. Shout out, Joe.
Lobster. We'll probably have to check that out.
Got
See
the
what it's
penguin
about.
and the lobster.
It just sounds like a weird movie. I want to watch it.
I like Colin Farrell in Miami Vice. Really good movie. He's in it. Naturally. Anyways, yeah. So that's where we're at right now, and we gotta go take Gavin to find some good pizza.